This is Mr. Eugene, and today we're examining the most significant shift in male dating standards in modern history. A shift that's leaving many women confused, frustrated, and locked out of relationships with quality men while they can't understand why. High-value men are now vetting for financial peace. Not just income, not just employment, not just whether she can support herself. They're assessing whether a woman will bring financial chaos into their lives or protect the peace they've worked decades to build. This is fundamentally different from traditional financial vetting. This isn't about finding a woman who makes a lot of money. This isn't about finding someone to split bills 50-50ths. This isn't even primarily about her income level. This is about something far more crucial to long-term well-being. Will this woman protect or destroy my financial peace? Financial peace means sleeping soundly, knowing your finances are stable, not worrying about debt collectors or creditors, having savings that provide security, building wealth that creates options, living within means without stress, planning for future without panic. Men have realized that many modern women, regardless of how attractive, pleasant, or compatible they seem, are walking financial chaos generators who will destroy that peace the moment they're given access to a man's life and resources. The question is no longer, how much does she make? That was never really the primary question for men. The question now is, will she drain what I've built? Will she create financial stress where there was stability? Will she turn my peaceful financial life into chaos? Today we're examining what financial peace actually means and why men prioritize it above almost everything else. The difference between income and financial chaos, why a woman making $100,000 can bring more chaos than a woman making $40,000. The specific chaos markers men are screening for before second dates. Why this vetting is even more important than vetting for body count or cooking ability, the catastrophic costs of ignoring financial chaos signs, and how this is permanently changing who gets access to high-value men. This is not about materialism or gold digging in reverse. This is about protecting peace that took decades to build from people who will destroy it in months. Stay with me. This explains why so many modern women can't secure commitment from men who have their lives together. Defining financial peace, what men are actually protecting. Before we examine what threatens financial peace, we need to clearly define what financial peace actually is, because many people, especially women who've never built it, don't understand what's being protected. Financial peace is not wealthlet. Let me be clear immediately, financial peace doesn't require being rich. You don't need $1 million in the bank to have financial peace. A man making $60,000 who lives on $45,000, has no debt, has $20,000 in emergency savings, and is consistently investing in retirement has financial peace. A man making $150,000 who lives on $160,000, carries $50,000 in credit card debt, has no savings, and is constantly stressed about money does not have financial peace. Financial peace is about the relationship between income, spending, debt, and savings, not about absolute wealth levels. What financial peace actually looks like financial peace manifests in specific, measurable ways. You sleep soundly. No 3 a.m. panic about unpaid bills. No dread checking bank balance. No anxiety about unexpected expenses. You sleep well because your financial foundation is solid. You have breathing room. When the car needs repairs, it's annoying but not catastrophic. When an unexpected expense hits, you handle it without panic. You have margin between income and expenses that creates resilience. You're building toward future, not just surviving month to month, actually accumulating wealth. Retirement accounts growing, emergency fund funded, investments appreciating. You're building something that will serve you in 20, 30, 40 years. You have options. If your job becomes toxic, you can leave because you have savings. If opportunity appears, you can pursue it because you're not trapped by debt. Financial stability creates life flexibility. You're not stressed about money. Money isn't a source of constant anxiety, arguments, or worry. It's managed, controlled, understood. You've created systems that work, and you execute them consistently. Your finances are predictable. You know what's coming in. You know what's going out. You know what you're saving. There are no surprises, no chaos, no emergencies created by poor planning. This is financial peace. And once a man has built it, which often takes 10, 15, 20 years of disciplined living, he will protect it with extreme prejudice. Why men value financial peace so highly. Men experience peace differently than women often understand. Peace is masculine priority. Men are wired to create order from chaos, to build systems that work, to establish stability. Financial peace is the foundation that allows everything else in life to function well. Peace enables purpose. When finances are chaotic, your entire life becomes about managing financial crisis. When finances are peaceful, you can focus on mission, purpose, building, creating, contributing. Peace compounds over time. Every year of financial peace builds on previous years. Wealth accumulates, security deepens, options expand. But 1 year of financial chaos can destroy decades of accumulated peace. Peace is harder to build than wealth. Making more money is often easier than creating financial peace. You can get a raise or better job relatively quickly. Building the discipline, systems, and habits that create peace takes years of consistent effort. Men understand financial peace is rare, valuable, and easily destroyed, and they will not give access to that peace to anyone who threatens it. The chaos spectrum: income versus financial chaos. Now let's examine the critical distinction that many women and even many men don't understand. A woman's income level does not determine whether she brings financial peace or chaos. High income, high chaos. Consider this woman makes $120,000 annually in corporate marketing role, drives $80,000 luxury SUV with $900 month payment, lives in $3,000 month luxury apartment, has $70,000 in student loans, communications degree, carries $25,000 in credit card debt from lifestyle spend savings. And beauty. Takes 2 international vacations yearly financed by credit, has no retirement contributions, lives paycheck to paycheck. Despite 6-figure income, this woman brings chaos despite high income because her spending exceeds her income, she has no financial cushion, she's accumulating debt, not eliminating it. One job loss creates immediate crisis, she cannot handle financial setbacks. Her lifestyle requires constant income growth to sustain. She has no wealth building happening despite strong income. If a man commits to this woman, he's committing to financial chaos even though she makes good money. Her income is irrelevant. Her relationship to money is chaos. Moderate income, financial peace now. Consider this woman makes $48,000 annually as executive assistant, drives paid off $12,000 Honda Civic, lives in modest $1,200 month apartment, has no student loans, community college then state school, has no credit card debt, has $15,000 in emergency savings, has $25,000 in retirement account, spends $100 a month on personal care, takes 1 domestic vacation yearly paid in cash, saves 15% of income consistently, could handle 6 months unemployment without crisis. This woman brings peace despite moderate income because she lives well below her means. She has substantial financial cushion. She eliminates debt and builds assets. She could weather job loss or setbacks. She makes financial decisions based on long-term stability. Her lifestyle is sustainable without income growth. She's actively building wealth even on modest income. If a man commits to this woman, he's committing to financial peace, even though her income is modest. Her income level is less relevant than her relationship to money. The critical insight: high-value men would rather commit to the second woman than the first. The $48,000 woman who brings peace is infinitely more valuable than the $120,000 woman who brings chaos. Why? Because the chaos woman will drain his resources. Her expensive lifestyle becomes our lifestyle. Her debt becomes our debt. Her financial stress becomes our stress. Her lack of savings means he can't save because household resources service her lifestyle. The peace woman will protect and multiply his resources. Her modest lifestyle keeps household expenses low. Her savings habit means household wealth accumulates. Her financial discipline means no crisis management. Her peace compounds with his peace, creating exponential stability. This is what women don't understand when they say, "But I make good money." Your income is irrelevant if you bring chaos. Men don't want your income, they want your peace. The chaos markers, what men are screening for. Now let's examine the specific markers high-value men use to identify whether a woman will bring peace or chaos. Chaos marker 1, lifestyle debt definition: debt accumulated for consumption, experiences, and lifestyle maintenance rather than appreciating assets or necessary expenses. Red flags: credit card balances from shopping, restaurants, travel, entertainment, car loan for vehicle well beyond what income justifies, furniture and electronics financed through store credit, buy now, pay later balances for clothing, accessories, experiences, personal loans for vacations, weddings, or lifestyle events, debt consolidation loans that freed up credit cards to accumulate more debt. Why this signals chaos? If she's willing to go into debt for things that provide temporary pleasure, she values present gratification over future stability. That mindset destroys financial peace. If she can't delay gratification enough to save up and buy things outright, She lacks the discipline required for wealth building. Discipline creates peace. Impulsivity creates chaos. If she's normalized debt as a lifestyle funding mechanism, she'll continue that pattern indefinitely, which means perpetual debt servicing instead of wealth accumulation. Chaos marker 2, income lifestyle mismatch definition, spending patterns grossly misaligned with income level, living like she makes $150,000 when she makes $50,000. Red flags, luxury apartment or expensive neighborhood beyond income justification, high-end car well beyond what her income can comfortably support, designer wardrobe, bags, accessories incompatible with income, expensive gym, frequent luxury services, nails, hair, spa she can't actually afford, regular expensive dining, entertainment well above income level, social media showing a lifestyle significantly more expensive than income allows. Why this signals chaos. This mismatch can only be sustained through debt accumulation or external subsidy. Either she's going into debt to maintain the lifestyle, or someone else is funding it, parents, ex-boyfriend, credit cards. Neither option indicates peace. Debt-funded lifestyle is unsustainable and will collapse. Subsidy-funded lifestyle reveals she's accustomed to being financially supported and will expect the same from him. If she can't align lifestyle with income reality when single, she certainly won't do it when married. Actually, marriage usually makes this worse. Now she expects his income to subsidize the lifestyle she can't afford on her own. Chaos marker 3, zero emergency fund definition, no savings buffer to handle unexpected expenses or income disruption. Red flags, has been employed for 5+ years but has less than $1,000 saved. Lives paycheck to paycheck despite stable employment, any unexpected expense, car repair, medical bill, creates crisis, uses credit cards for emergencies because no savings exist, has never built savings despite intentions to do so, spends any accumulated money instead of preserving it for emergencies. Why this signals chaos. Life has emergencies. Cars break down. Medical issues arise. Jobs get lost. Unexpected expenses happen. If she has no buffer for these predictable unpredictabilities, she lives perpetually one crisis away from financial disaster. If he commits to someone with no emergency fund, he becomes the emergency fund. Every crisis becomes his crisis. Every unexpected expense comes out of his savings. He can never build wealth because he's constantly covering gaps she should have prepared for. Inability to save despite years of income doesn't just indicate poor planning, it indicates fundamental incompatibility with wealth building. You cannot build wealth with someone who cannot save money. Chaos marker 4, retirement negligence definition, no retirement savings despite being employed, often for years or decades. Red flags, age 30+ with $0 in retirement accounts, has access to employer 401k match but doesn't contribute, leaving free money on table, views retirement as something I'll worry about later. Believes Social Security will be sufficient, it won't. Has no understanding of compound growth or retirement needs, plans to. Work forever. Rather than planning for retirement, this signals chaos. Retirement isn't optional. Eventually everyone becomes unable or unwilling to work. If she hasn't prepared for that reality, she's planning, consciously or not, to be financially dependent on someone else in old age. No retirement savings at 30+ reveals she doesn't think long term. She doesn't plan for future. She doesn't understand basic financial math. She expects someone else to solve this problem for her. If he marries her, he'll be supporting 2 people in retirement on savings built for 1. His retirement accounts will be drained to cover both of them because she didn't prepare. Chaos. Marker 5, education debt with no ROI definition, student loans that don't generate sufficient income to justify the investment. Red flags, $80,000 plus in student loans for degree, making her $35,000. Graduate degree debt for field with poor income prospects. Student loans in deferment or forbearance because she can't afford payments. No plan for loan repayment, just making minimums that barely cover interest. Borrowed for expensive private school when state school would have sufficed. Degree in field, she's not even working in. Why this signals chaos. This reveals catastrophically poor decision-making. Taking out $120,000 in loans for a social work degree is objectively terrible judgment. That decision shows inability to evaluate ROI, unwillingness to make practical choices over preferred ones, following feelings instead of analyzing numbers, making major life decisions without considering consequences. She made that decision about education, she'll make similar decisions about everything else. Houses, cars, children's education, investments, all will be driven by feeling rather than financial reality. Additionally, that debt doesn't disappear. If he marries her, household income will be servicing that debt for decades instead of building wealth. That's his financial future being sacrificed to fund her past poor decision. Chaos. Marker 6. Financial illiteracy definition. Complete lack of understanding about money, investing, wealth building, or basic financial concepts. Red flags. Doesn't understand interest rates or compound growth. Has no idea what's in her bank account at any given time. Doesn't know her credit score or care. Believes lottery tickets or gambling are viable wealth strategies. Makes financial decisions based purely on emotion or marketing. Cannot discuss finances without becoming emotional or defensive. Has never read a single book about money or investing. Doesn't understand tax implications of financial decisions. Why this signals chaos. Financial illiteracy in 2026 is inexcusable. Information is free and abundant. Books, podcasts, YouTube channels, courses, all explaining financial basics are readily available. If she hasn't learned after years of adult life, it's not because she can't, it's because she won't. She doesn't care enough to educate herself, or she's in denial about money, or she expects someone else to handle it. You cannot build wealth with someone who doesn't understand money. She'll make terrible decisions. She'll fall for scams. She'll spend in ways that destroy wealth building. She'll be unable to contribute to financial planning because she doesn't understand the concepts. Chaos. Marker 7, entitled Financial Expectations Definition. Expectation that man will financially support her or maintain expensive lifestyle without corresponding contribution. Red flags. Expects man to pay for everything while dating. Views his income as our money, but her income as her money. Expects to be supported financially despite being capable of working. Plans to significantly reduce work after marriage while maintaining expensive lifestyle. Feels entitled to luxury lifestyle funded by his income. Becomes angry or defensive, asked to contribute financially. Uses access to his resources as measure of his love or commitment to. This signals chaos. This isn't partnership. It's parasitism. She wants access to resources without reciprocal contribution. That's not building together. That's extracting from him. If she feels entitled to his money before marriage, that entitlement explodes after marriage. His money becomes our money to be spent on her priorities while she contributes minimally. This creates the worst possible dynamic. He works increasingly hard to fund lifestyle she demands while she contributes minimally and resents him for not providing more. This destroys relationships while destroying finances. Chaos. Marker 8, pattern of financial crisis definition, history of recurring financial emergencies that required rescue from others. Red flags. Parents have helped her out financially multiple times as adult. Ex-boyfriends paid off her credit cards or covered major expenses. Has declared bankruptcy or had debts forgiven. Regularly runs out of money before payday. Has been evicted, had car repossessed, or had utilities shut off. Chronically asks friends, family for money. Every few months has a crisis requiring financial rescue. Away. This signals chaos. One financial crisis can be bad luck. A pattern of financial crises is lifestyle. She's trained herself to use financial crisis to extract resources from others. When money runs out, someone rescues her. When debt accumulates, someone pays it off. She's learned she doesn't have to be financially responsible because someone will always bail her out. If he commits to her, he becomes the designated rescuer. Every manufactured or real crisis becomes his problem to solve. And the crises will never stop because she has no incentive to change the pattern that's worked her entire life. Why peace vetting matters more than other vetting. Let me explain why financial peace vetting has become even more critical than traditional vetting criteria. Physical appearance fades. Financial chaos compounds. The most beautiful woman in the world becomes less attractive over time. Youth fades. Beauty diminishes. Physical attraction, while important, is temporary. But financial chaos compounds over time. The woman who brings financial disorder at 25 brings exponentially more chaos at 35, 45, 55. The debt accumulates. The poor habits calcify. The crisis pattern intensifies. A man who marries beauty but ignores financial chaos watches beauty fade while chaos destroys his financial life. 30 years later, he's broke, stressed, and resentful, and she's not even beautiful anymore. Personality compatibility changes. Financial patterns are permanent. People's personalities evolve. The fun, easygoing girlfriend might become more serious. The quiet woman might become more outgoing. Personality is somewhat fluid, but financial patterns established by 30% are essentially permanent. If she's a chaos spender at 30, she'll be a chaos spender at 60. Financial personality crystallizes early and rarely changes absent major intervention. You can work through personality differences. You cannot work through fundamental financial incompatibility. If one person is building peace and the other is generating chaos, the relationship is doomed. Sexual compatibility fluctuates. Financial stress destroys everything. Sexual attraction and compatibility wax and wane over relationships. Pregnancy, health issues, stress, aging, all affect sexuality in ways that healthy couples navigate. But financial chaos creates constant stress that destroys everything else in the relationship. Can't enjoy sex when stressed about money. Can't maintain attraction when resentful about financial irresponsibility. Can't be present emotionally when consumed by financial worry. Financial peace is the foundation that allows everything else, sexuality, intimacy, connection, to flourish. Financial chaos poisons everything regardless of other compatibility. Shared values matter, but financial values matter. Most you can have different opinions on politics, religion, parenting styles, and still build successful relationship if you're willing to compromise and respect differences. But you cannot have different financial values and build successful relationship. If one person values saving and the other values spending, if one person accepts debt and the other rejects it, if one person plans for future and the other lives for present, there is no compromise that works. Financial values either align or they don't. And misalignment creates perpetual conflict that destroys relationships regardless of how well-matched partners are in other domains. The costs of ignoring chaos markers. What happens when men don't vet? Let me trace the predictable progression of what happens when a man commits to a woman who brings financial chaos without properly vetting. Year 1. The revelation discovers the full extent of her financial chaos after commitment. She mentioned student loans but didn't mention they total $95,000. She said she had some credit card debt but didn't specify it was $30,000. She seemed financially responsible while dating, but post-commitment her spending explodes. He's already committed, moved in together, engaged, or married, when he realizes the full extent of the financial disaster he's taken on. Year 2 to 3, the drain begins. His financial peace starts deteriorating. Household expenses are higher than they should be because she spends more than necessary on everything. His savings rate drops because their money is going towards servicing her debt. He can't save for house down payment because she needs new car. He can't max out retirement because household budget is tight due to her spending. He's working hard but building nothing because her chaos is consuming resources faster than he can generate them. Year 4 to 7, the resentment builds. She realizes she's draining what he built. The $50,000 he saved before meeting her is gone, spent on her debt, her lifestyle, her emergencies. The retirement accounts that were growing are now stagnant because contributions dropped to cover household expenses her spending created. The peace he had is replaced by constant financial stress. He resents her but feels trapped. They're married, possibly with kids. Leaving would destroy him financially through divorce. Staying means perpetual financial chaos. Year 8 to 15, the crisis zone of several outcomes. Outcome A, financial disaster. They're drowning in debt. No savings. No retirement. Constantly stressed. Fighting about money. Relationship is miserable, but he can't afford to leave. Outcome B, he compensates by working more. He takes second job, works overtime, sacrifices health to generate enough income to overcome her chaos spending. They avoid disaster, but he's exhausted, resentful, and has no life outside work. Outcome C, major crisis forces change. Job loss, medical emergency, foreclosure threat. Something catastrophic happens that forces her to finally face financial reality. Sometimes this saves relationship. Often it just delays inevitable. Outcome D, divorce. He finally can't take it anymore and leaves, loses half of remaining assets, pays alimony, starts over financially at 45 or 50, rebuilds slowly but never fully recovers the decades lost to her chaos. None of these outcomes are good. All could have been avoided by properly vetting for financial peace before commitment. The permanent shift, how this changes access to quality, meant this peace vetting standard is creating permanent stratification in dating markets. Tier 1 women, immediate access women who demonstrate financial peace get immediate access to high-value men, no significant debt or debt with clear payoff plan being executed, emergency savings in place, retirement account actively funded, living below their means visibly, financial literacy demonstrated through conversation, practical mindset about money, partnership rather than extraction mentality. These women, regardless of income level, are viable partners to quality men. They're protecting and building peace, not threatening it. Tier 2 women, conditional access women with some chaos markers but improvement trajectory, has debt but is aggressively paying it down, made poor decisions but learned and changed behavior, financially literate now even if she wasn't before, spending is controlled even if it wasn't previously, demonstrates she values peace even if she hasn't fully built it, Yet these women can access quality men if they demonstrate genuine change and commitment to financial peace. They're works in progress, but moving right direction. Tier 3 women, no access women who demonstrate active financial chaos, high debt with no payoff plan, lifestyle spending beyond income, no savings despite years of employment, financial illiteracy with no interest in learning, entitlement to being financially supported, pattern of financial crisis and rescue, chaos mindset. Where money is concerned, these women are completely locked out of commitment from high-value men. They might get casual dating. They might get sex. They will not get commitment from men who have their finances together. Because those men have learned 1 year with the wrong woman can destroy 20 years of financial peace building. And they will not take that risk. What women can actually do, building financial peace if you're a woman, and you recognize you're in Tier 3, here's the brutal but honest path forward. Step 1, honest financial audit, face reality completely, total all debt, every source, calculate net worth honestly, assets minus liabilities, assess spending patterns truthfully, examine financial decisions that led to current state, acknowledge chaos markers. You're exhibiting this will be painful. Do it anyway. Step 2, immediate chaos elimination. Stop making it worse before you make it better. Cut up credit cards if you can't control spending. Cancel subscriptions and memberships that aren't essential. Eliminate lifestyle spending that creates debt. Stop financing anything. If you can't pay cash, you can't afford it. Move to cheaper housing if necessary. Sell car and downgrade if payment is excessive. Stop the bleeding first. Step 3, aggressive debt elimination. Build momentum through quick wins. List all debts, smallest to largest. Pay minimums on everything except smallest. Attack smallest debt with every extra dollar. Once smallest is gone, attack next smallest with combined payment. Build momentum as each debt gets eliminated. This is debt snowball method, and it works because psychology matters. Step 4, emergency fund building simultaneously with debt payoff. Save $1,000 as starter emergency fund immediately. Once smallest debts are gone, build to $5,000. Eventually build to 6 months expenses. Keep this money separate and untouchable except for actual emergency piece requires buffer. Build the buffer. Step 5, financial education. Become financially literate. Read The Total Money Transformation by Dave Ramsey. Read The Millionaire Next Door. Read Your Money or Your Life. Learn about investing, retirement, compound growth. Understand credit, interest, debt dynamics. Study wealthy people's habits and mindsets. Education changes behavior when you actually apply it. Step 6, demonstrated pattern. Change when dating. Show you've changed. Discuss finances intelligently when asked. Demonstrate knowledge of investing and wealth building. Show you have emergency fund and retirement account. Live visibly below your means. Offer to split dates or take turns paying. Never express entitlement to being financially supported. Talk is cheap. Demonstrate actual change through behavior. This process takes years. You cannot eliminate $80,000 in debt in 6 months. You cannot build $20,000 emergency fund immediately, but you can demonstrate you're on the path, executing the plan, and committed to building peace rather than generating chaos. Men can work with women who are building peace. Men cannot work with women who are creating chaos and refusing to change. Final thoughts. Peace is non-negotiable. Here's what men need to understand and what women need to accept. Financial peace took years or decades to build. It required discipline, sacrifice, delayed gratification, smart decisions repeated thousands of times. It is precious, rare, and easily destroyed. 1 year with the wrong woman can obliterate 20 years of peace building. Her debt becomes your problem. Her spending becomes your crisis. Her chaos becomes your stress. Her lack of planning becomes your emergency to solve. High-value men have learned this lesson either through personal experience or by watching other men get destroyed. They will not repeat the mistake. This means if you bring chaos, you will be eliminated from consideration regardless of your beauty, personality, femininity, or other qualities. Peace vetting happens before other compatibility even gets evaluated. If you bring peace, you have immediate access. Even if your income is modest, your career is unglamorous, or your other qualities are average. Peace is rare enough to be highly valuable. This is not negotiable. This is not unfair. This is men protecting what they built from people who would destroy it. Women have 3 options. Option 1, build genuine financial peace through the hard work outlined above. Eliminate chaos markers. Demonstrate peace-building mindset and behavior. Become viable for quality men. Option 2, accept that you'll be locked out of relationships with high-value men and adjust expectations to date men at your actual financial level, other chaos generators. Option 3, continue in chaos and wonder why commitment isn't available despite your other qualities. The market has spoken. Peace is the new standard, and no amount of beauty or charm compensates for chaos. Drop a comment about your experience. Are you peace vetting? What chaos markers immediately disqualify women for you? Subscribe, because this channel will continue providing honest analysis of dating dynamics that explain why certain people can't access commitment. Stay peaceful, stay protected, and never let anyone destroy what you spent decades building.